Alrighty, hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about will my lot qualify for an ADU? And I am Amy with Apex Homes. We are going to go ahead and get started. Yes, so just a little bit about Apex Homes. We are a pre-approved design build ADU company, and we actually streamline the process to help all the homeowners out there get their permits approved quickly and their ADUs built a lot faster. So that's one benefit of working with us is that we have all the designs pre-approved already. And another thing is that AB 1033, we're actually able to help you sell your ADU off individually like a condo. So our team here has in-house team of civil engineers, architects, a construction team to help you go down that process if that's something you're interested in. And our ADUs, we're actually able to build them in 3 months or less. We have very, very fast construction with our in-house team at a great price because all of our materials in-house, our team is in-house, and we're able to pass on the savings to our clients. We're also state certified, so every one of our ADU units meets the California's strict building standards, and we're here to help you throughout all of the process with inspections and city um, requirements. We're also, more than just ADUs. We are here to provide standardized housing and provide a scalable model for the future of housing, whether it's for your family, your future kids, anybody you know. We're here to help out with the housing. We're also technology driven. So, we're here to provide a tracking system and have full transparency for your ADU build throughout the whole process, utilizing a lot of technology. So today, what we will cover, we are going to cover setbacks, easements, parking, and utilities, and learn the key rules and limitations that determine where and how you can build your ADU. Number two, we're also going to cover how these requirements impact your budget, your timelines, and long-term value. So we're able to see how these requirements affect costs, project duration, and the future value of your home. Lastly, how Apex Homes can make your building an ADU fast, simple, and cost effective. So we'll discover how our pre-approval process, a state certified process, and a technology driven system streamlines construction and saves you money. So first things first is setbacks. So what are setbacks? So definition is a setback is the minimum required distance between your property line and any new structure, in this case, your ADU. So typically, for rear and side setbacks, it's usually 4 feet per the California state law, although some cities can allow some more generous setbacks. But typically, your ADU, you have to have 4 feet distance from the back property lines and the building. Another thing to also consider is the separation from your existing main house to your ADU. And typically that's 6 feet, although some cities are a little bit more generous and allow less distance. So why do these setbacks matter? So it really dictates how much usable space you have available in your yard to build your ADU. Depending on how much space you have, this can prevent certain ADU sizes or layouts to be built. And it can also reduce your overall square footage of your ADU. So even if your yard feels big and you think that you can build something, these setbacks are really important because the city requires this space when building an ADU. So we'll go ahead and help you throughout this process to determine, what are the setbacks in your city, what ADUs could fit, and if our ADU models aren't able to fit, we could potentially come up with a new design to still help you build your ADU and some more creative options. Next one is easements. So what are easements? An easement is a legal right that allows another party, such as a utility company, a neighbor, or the city, to access portions of your property. Now, some common types of easements are utility easements, such as for sewer, for water, or for electrical lines that may be in your backyard. There's also access easements, such as driveways or shared paths that you could have with your neighbors. There's also some drainage or flood easements that exist as well. So why do easements matter? There's no permanent structures that can typically be built within these easements areas. And this can restrict where your ADU is put on your property, even if you have open space and think that you could put something there. So although easements often aren't visible and you don't notice them, it's really important to do the background research to find out, is there an easement? And if so, what's the distance of that easement? And where can I build my ADU if I have it? So we can help you do that background research, whether it's looking through city records, parcel maps, or also connecting you with a licensed surveyor to conduct a survey on your property and figure out the property lines and any existing easements. So really important. Next thing is parking requirements. So state rules, most cities in California do not require parking anymore for ADUs. However, there are still some cities that do require parking. So it just depends on which area that you live in. Sometimes no requirements are needed if your ADU is within half a mile of public transportation. So that's one thing to be aware of. Some parking types that you could potentially use on your property are tandem parking, where cars are parked in a straight line, or parking on existing driveways or paved surfaces, or potentially creating some more parking in your front yard as well. So why does parking matter? So it may require you changing the space of your yard or driveway, or maybe any existing structures, and it could add some extra costs if you need to pave for parking. Next thing is utilities. So connection basics, an ADU must connect to electricity, water, and sewer. And it can connect directly to the main house or separately to the street. So some cost factors to think about is the distance from the ADU to any existing utility lines, potentially any upgrades that you have to make to your main house system, such as upgrading your main house electrical panel from the original 100 amp to maybe a 200 amp to service the new ADU that will be built. Trenching or rerouting lines can be expensive, so we want to make sure to think about all of that ahead of time before we get to the construction. Permitting impact. Some cities actually require separate electrical meters, while others allow shared connections. So it's important to research into your city and see, is a separate electrical meter required? If so, what will I have to do and how much will that cost? Which we can help you walk through all those options. Utilities are often one of the biggest hidden costs of ADU connections. So planning for this early can allow you to be prepared and avoid any unexpected expenses and delays. So how do these impact you? Number one is budget. So for homeowners, setbacks, easements, parking, and utilities can directly impact project costs. Redesigns, trenching, or utility upgrades may add unexpected expenses, which can strain your budgets if not planned for early. Number two is timeline. So delays in permits, utility approvals, or required site adjustments can extend the project schedule. For homeowners, this means waiting longer to move family in, to start renting your ADU, or seeing the return on your investment. Number three is values. So a well-planned ADU can increase a homeowner's property value and monthly income potential. In some cities like San Jose, AB 1033 allows the ADU to be sold separately, as I mentioned earlier, giving homeowners more flexibility and long-term value. And we were actually the first in the state of California to get an ADU approved to sell separately. So again, we can help you out with that process. Quick review again on AB 1033. As I mentioned, your ADU can be sold separately from the main house, and the ADU will be treated like a condominium for ownership and financing. This requires a subdivision map to create a new lot with separate title and utilities and designated boundary lines. Although AB 1033 is allowed statewide, adoption is a local choice. So it depends on the city and if they're up to date with approving this law. As I mentioned again, we can help you navigate those requirements. So we're going to get into some case studies about our clients and how we help them. So number one, a homeowner in San Jose. So this client heard from various sources that her property was in a non-buildable area due to this relinquished access area that she had in her backyard. And one of the solutions that we were able to provide her is we coordinated our in-house professionals and connected them to the city to resolve the conflict. And we actually found out that this area in her backyard was buildable, and that relinquished access area was only meant to prevent an access into the highway behind her yard. So she wasn't able to open up access to the driveway in the back, the intersection, but she was still able to build an ADU. So the outcome, we were able to help our client move forward with building her ADU for rental income. And the ADU project is moving forward now with the client being happy and satisfied that we were able to help her. Case study number two is also in San Jose. This client here had some electrical lines going through their property in the back. And instead of the typical 4 feet setbacks that are usually required, this owner actually had 5 feet that they couldn't build in. So the original ADU design that they chose was too large to fit in their backyard now. However, we were able to design something more custom that could fit now with the 5-foot easement. And in the end, we were able to help the owner move forward with building this ADU for their family and having more extra space at home. So that was a great story that we were able to help out with. Okay, so Apex Homes approach. Why choose Apex Homes? So again, we are pre-approved and we're here to help you move along the process quickly. We have pre-approved ADUs in over 10 cities, and all of our team is very experienced and the first to deliver on AB 1033 with selling the ADUs separately. We're able to help you move through the standardized building very quickly in 3 months or less. And our costs are low. We're fully state certified, have everything in-house from architects, civil engineers, and construction team, material, all in-house. And beyond ADUs, we are pioneering a new standardized housing. So not only can Apex Homes help you build ADUs, but we can also help you build your new home as well. So Q&A time. Any questions that I can go over? Okay, so what cities are those that require parking for ADUs? So it depends. For example, San Jose is pretty lenient in that they don't require any parking for your ADUs. I believe Saratoga does require some parking unless you're half a mile away from public transportation. So when you give us a call and reach out to us, we'd be happy to do some more in-depth research on whether your property and ADU will require parking or not. So we can help you go through that process. How much per square feet and what is the lot size requirement for San Jose? So we're starting at $300 per square feet for our ADUs. We have an ADU starting at 500 square feet living space, all the way up to 1,200 square feet living space ADU, 1-story and 2-story. So it starts at $300 per square feet. And also, depending on your property, and whether we have to do extra work such as upgrading a main house panel or maybe removing trees or storage space, it could add on some extra costs, but we'd be happy to go over all of that with you. And then the minimum requirement for your lot, it really depends on each property. So there is no special number. We'd have to analyze the property and see where your main house sits on the lot. Some houses are more towards the back of your lot, which doesn't really leave a lot of room for your ADU. We've been able to fit some ADUs on a 5,000 square feet lot. So we'd be happy to give you a free consultation and go over, what ADUs could fit. And we've actually also been able to fit more than one ADU on a property with an existing home as well. But great question. Any other questions? Can you help with meter applying? So yes, the separate electrical meter, we can definitely help coordinate all of that for you as well. So typically when we get the building permits approved from the city, we have a utilities team that can start the application for you with PG&E right away to get that started. Typically, what we're hearing from PG&E is about 6 months to get all of that finished. So we want to make sure that we get that started for you so that you don't have to wait around too long to get energized. But great question. Let me see here. What are the 10 cities currently approved? So we have over 10 cities approved. We have San Jose, we have Cupertino, Campbell, Saratoga, Mountain View. The list goes on and on. So please go ahead and reach out to us and see if your city is pre-approved. Send us a message, give us a call. And even if your city is not pre-approved, we can still help you with building. Our team here actually builds homes all over the Bay Area, so we'd love to still help you out. How many ADUs has Apex Homes built in California? We've built over 40 ADUs and projects in California. That is just ADUs. However, as I just mentioned, our business is actually, we're a real estate development company. So we are backed by Alpha X RE Capital, where we focus on building single family homes, townhomes, community development. So we've built over hundreds of projects over the last couple of years. How much do you think an ADU can sell for if you condoize it? So it really depends on the area and even the neighborhood and the street sometimes. We've seen another project that was in, I believe, Santa Clara, where they're trying to sell the ADU separately, and it was listed for over $1 million. So depending on how big you can build your ADU and what the neighborhood is going for homes that are being sold, you can really earn and really get your investment back depending on how big your ADU is, right? If you're able to build an ADU for, let's say, 1,200 square feet, $400,000 maybe all in after it's done, and sell it for at least $700,000-800,000, then that could be a good strategy for you for your investment. Let me see here. More than one ADU, what would qualify to build 2 ADUs? And allows lot. So more than one ADU, yes, depending on your zoning. So for example, if your property is in a R2 zoning, multifamily, or you have a duplex on your main property, because you have a duplex and essentially two homes, each home is allowed an ADU. And if your lot is able to fit that many, then we can help you build more than one ADU. There's also another strategy called SB9, where you can essentially build up to 4 units if your property qualifies for it. So you can build another single family home, and then again, because you have now 2 single family homes, you can also have an ADU for each house if your lot is big enough. And there's also attached ADUs and garage conversions and junior ADUs that you can build as well. But great question. We do have a model. Oh, split lot. Yeah, it's okay. We do have a model home to show, our ADU. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 749 square feet ADU that's located in San Jose. So it's at we also have a furniture store called Isla, and the address there is 1750 Junction Avenue. If you'd like to go view our ADU model home as well and see our quality and what's included and the finishes. So, yeah. Great question, everybody. Thanks for your engagement. Any other questions I can help with? Okay, the $300 per square feet cost is for the building only. What about the foundation, utilities, and landscape is additional? So the $300 per square feet is including everything from the designs, the permit application, all of the paperwork that we take care and coordinate for you. Once the permits are approved, we go ahead and start construction. And what is included in that construction cost is the foundation, framing, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, flooring, kitchen cabinets, appliances, bathroom, vanity, shower, all the way up to the roof. Solar panels are included as well. So essentially everything inside the ADU is included. And if you wanted to upgrade anything, we can also help you out with that as well, since we have a kitchen and bath store called Casa in San Jose. So outside costs that are included in that $300 per square feet are typically city fees and utilities connections. So building permit fees, if you go above 750 square feet, you also have to consider paying for impact fees, which the city requires for parks and for schools, which could be maybe 5 to 10K, depending on how big your ADU is. And then outside also is a utilities connection. So upgrading your panel, doing a separate electrical meter, doing the utilities trenching for the sewer and the water and the electrical hookup as well. Great question. Do you build all over the Bay Area? So right now, San Francisco, we are not focusing too much. Our main business here is in the Santa Clara area. So all the way up to Atherton is kind of the farthest that we're going right now. San Jose, Campbell, Santa Clara, Palo Alto, Mountain View, Fremont. We have some clients that are working there as well. So as we're expanding, we do hope to get pre-approved in more cities and help out our clients in the community. And then the address is for our model home again, 1750 Junction Avenue in San Jose. And that's where our ADU model home is located at. So you can go into our furniture store there, which is named Isla, Ayla, and our team will help open up the ADU for you to see. We do offer, forgot to mention, we also have a division out in Southern California where we're building ADUs as well. So that is another option if you have some property out in SoCal. We have some projects in Buena Park as well down there. All right, if there's Let me see. Typically, the hours for the model ADU home from Monday to Friday is usually, I believe it's from 10 to 5 p.m. And then on weekends, Saturday and Sunday is usually from 1 to 5 p.m. So if you Google Isla, AYLA furniture store, you'll be able to see our business hours there. Okay, yeah. If you have a potential project that you're hoping to discuss, please go ahead and send us a message or book a consultation with us. And we'd love to talk with you and see how we can help. All right, any other questions? Okay. If there's no more questions, then we'll go ahead and wrap up. I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in to our seminar. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our team. We would love to help you all and build your dream ADU. So again, my name is Amy, and thank you so much. Have a great day.